Scream Queens Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. Hey, we missed you.
Where you been?
Welcome to episode 14. Cabin in the Woods.
The cabin in the woods.
We are currently heading to Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, we're going to Branson. Grandma and Grandpa heading out to Branson.
Well, we wanted to get a cabin, and it needed to be in the woods, right?
Yeah.
And we found a really great deal on the interwebs.
Yeah, we found a great deal, and so we just hopped right on.
And we just hopped right on. We're like, oh, cabin in the woods, cabin in the woods.
We're like, we've never been to Branson before, so...
Well, I have when I was really little.
Well, I've never been to Branson
She's never
before.
been to Branson before. So it's just a quick little weekend visit. We're going to go have some family-friendly fun.
Good wholesome entertainment there.
Wholesome entertainment. We're going to, hopefully not get killed by a redneck torture zombie family in our cabin in the woods.
No, that's not my goal. Hashtag not my goal. So we are going to talk about Cabin in the Woods, and we're going to have a lot of fun talking about it.
Yeah,
I just know we are.
Currently, we're getting really close to Missouri.
Missouri?
Or some people call it misery.
Yes.
I haven't spent much time here, so I can't judge.
Yeah, I have heard from
right now
people's.
It's marvelous. Right?
Yeah, I guess so. We're not technically there yet. We're
still in Oklahoma.
Yeah, but we've been in Oklahoma forever. Guys, just so you know, it's a pretty big state.
Takes a while to cross.
Takes a while to get anywhere.
Especially when you're going diagonally.
Yes.
So.
But we're enjoying it, and it's a nice spring afternoon.
Oh, it's beautiful outside.
Beautiful morning. Oh, I'm sorry.
You don't have to. We don't have to.
We don't have to sing.
We don't have to sing.
We've talked about that.
We need to work on that, both of us. It's not just you.
We need to have a discussion about how we don't do that.
But haven't we had this discussion?
Maybe.
All right, well, let's jump into...
No, we're not jumping in.
Oh, we got to stop jumping in. Let's, zombie walk in.
Yes.
To
Redneck family.
2011's Cabin in the Woods. Cabin in the Woods.
The Cabin in the Woods.
Don't forget the.
Yes.
It's important.
The Cabin in the Woods, brought to you by...
The letter. The word the.
Oh my goodness, okay. We're really giggly.
So, Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, it's
Cabin in the Woods.
The Cabin in the Woods is directed by Drew Goddard, and he and Josh Whedon are really good friends.
So they wrote it together.
Like good friends do.
Yeah. They're like writing buddies. So they wrote this movie, and they're like, hey, let's make it.
Yeah, they wrote this movie, and then they decided, well, let's just make this movie.
Yeah. So they made it.
And
we watched it.
We watched it. We've seen it several times now. It's lots. Yeah. Okay, so let's zombie walk right in.
Let's zombie walk in. It starts, you see two men sitting around a water cooler talking about his wife trying to get pregnant. And all, just like this, just really mundane conversation.
Yeah, they both have on uniformish, black tie, but white shirt,
so you're like,
pants.
okay, two office guys.
Corporate.
You're like Bradley Whitford, right? And what's the other guy's name?
Richard Jenkins.
Richard Jenkins.
Yes,
the marvelous Oscar-nominated Richard Jenkins.
Yeah, so they're just two middle-aged men talking shop.
And you're kind of at first like, am I watching the right movie? I thought I was watching a movie about the cabin in the woods. And here's two guys. Is this Office Space too? What's happening?
Did I walk into the wrong movie theater? What's going on? And that was deliberate.
And you get some ominous undertones, they leave this office and you're like, oh, maybe it's a military operation.
Yes.
Because it starts to get bigger and bigger, and there's a lady that comes up and
she has a lab coat on.
Yes, and she says something about the Swedes. The Swedes have dropped out.
There was an incident in Stockholm.
Yeah, now it's just the Japanese and us. And you're like, oh, okay, maybe these guys are working for the military.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're like, well, holy shit, what? I didn't know we was in a military movie.
And then it cuts to, he says something funny, and just this hard title cut of Cabin in the Woods pops up on the screen, almost makes you jump.
Yes, and it's all like in red lettering.
And you're like, whoa, okay, yeah, we're watching the right movie. What's going on?
All right, we're not confused. This is a part of the movie.
Cut to, like, any college town, USA.
Yes.
There's the chick in her underwear dancing around her room.
Getting ready.
Packing some clothes in her underwear, as you do, you know.
You know.
She's gonna be, you know, our final girl. We can say it, whatever.
Yeah, Dana. That's her name.
Dana.
She's our final girl.
Her name's Dana.
Dana.
Yeah.
And she and her friend Jules. They're packing up because they're going to go head out for the weekend.
There's some conversation. Jules has just dyed her hair blonde.
Yes,
and they're
she
like,
has.
oh my gosh. And in comes her, like, super smart jock boyfriend, played by Chris Hemsworth.
Yummy Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, Justine, lick that up off the floor. Lick it up.
He walked on the screen, and I was like, hello, baby.
You drive me crazy.
Yeah, he's the jock / like hot guy because he has like that funny like banter with his girlfriend. He picks up the textbook. He's like, what have you been reading?
Yeah,
what have you been reading?
But then he like also is giving advice to Dana, like, oh, you should really read this book because the other book, you know, he seems more of like an intellectual, like, oh, a jock and a brain all in one.
Yeah.
You know?
Brains and brawn.
And that's kind of important. Same with the thing about Jules just dyeing her hair blonde.
Yeah, because she wasn't a blonde to begin with, and she's actually kind of smart too. And
you don't know it at the time, but you just think maybe they're throwaway comments, you know, some kind of weird character development.
Yeah. And the Chris Hemsworth character's name is Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
And Kurt brought a friend along that will hopefully maybe distract Dana from her breakup with her professor.
Oh yeah,
this affair that she had with him.
And Jules is pissed about it.
Yes.
You know, my thought, I think Jules really wanted to bang the professor, and she was just jealous.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, she didn't bang him.
Yeah.
You know, and she has to, like, kind of, like, loosely had an affair. Like, and that'll come into play later, too.
Yeah, I think were they just, like, heavy petting?
Yeah. We're gonna, let's take it back. We're gonna call it heavy petting. Let's second base it, okay?
They made out and heavily petted.
Yeah, and so Holden is Kurt's friend, and he's also athletic but really smart, and, you know, he's gonna be a doctor or whatever. He's gonna be a doctor.
Yep.
Yep. And then finally, their friend, the jokester, Marty, shows up.
The stereotypical stoner. He's driving. He pulls up smoking a bong. Okay?
Yes, it is like station wagon.
That's like sets the scene for him. You're like, okay, he's our stereotypical stoner.
Yeah, he gets out. He's like,
hey guys, weed.
Yeah, like everything is just, you know, weed this and pot this, and look at my bong. That's a coffee cup. Yeah. Like it extends and becomes like a really long bong.
Weed.
Yep. Weed. Yeah, and then they just it's a weekend in a cabin.
Oh, there's Justine. We gotta talk about that. Remember?
I'm so sorry.
This is a horror movie.
My Broadway show too, so I've got to stop.
Yeah.
Golly.
Well, just what happens when you're marvelous, right?
When you're marvelous in Missouri.
Just say, fuck you, I'm fabulous, okay?
I am. Gosh.
Twirl on the haters.
That's right. So, okay. Where are we? Yes, okay. So we've got the introduction.
We're meeting all our friends. They're getting in an RV.
Yeah. And as they're getting in the RV, all of a sudden it kind of like cuts to the laboratory technician guys.
Mm-hmm. And they're like talking.
And they're talking and they're viewing them on screens. And all of a sudden you're like, wait, hold on.
What the?
They're monitoring them. They have like cameras in their houses, and they're talking about like the video screens that they have everywhere, and that kind of it's confusing. You're like, what?
You're like, Truman Show, what?
Big Brother?
What is happening?
I have no idea what's going.
You're like, this is military. Something is happening.
Yeah, and they like
there's a guy up on the roof. You see like a guy up on the roof,
sniperish guy looking thing.
When they're like driving away, it cuts to a guy talking in like a walkie-talkie or just like checking them out. Right?
Yeah,
something.
And the tech guys, Hadley and what's the other guy's name? Sitterson.
Sitterson.
Yeah. So they're always like talking to each other and like, Hadley, Sitterson.
Yeah.
But they're talking to a new guy that just started at the facility.
Played by Brian J. White.
Yes. And he's like,
Sexy
getting
creamy chocolate.
Sexy creamy chocolate. Yes, he is. He's really sexy creamy chocolate. Okay, anyways, they are telling the new guy all the things that they've been doing, and they mention that they've been tampering with Marty's pot.
Yes, they put something in it.
And you're like, what?
What are they doing? Are they trying to poison him?
Yeah.
Marty!
It's like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Let's get back to the kids in the RV.
Yes, back to
And they're just smoking pot, drinking and joking, commentating and all that.
Yeah, driving down the highway. And they're like, oh, we need gas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stop at this uber creepy gas station.
Yeah, it's not at all like the stereotypical horror movie
like,
gas station.
This doesn't remind me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre
Not at all. No, we're not stepping into...
Of course, you have like the creepy hillbilly man that comes out and starts calling like Jules a whore, you whore! And they're like, what?
Like,
and
we're just trying to get gas.
They're like, we just want to fill up our tank. And he's a whore!
And she says like something about, he says something about being in the war or whatever, and she says, which one or whatever, and he was like, you know which one.
You know which one, bitch. Like, he's just hateful.
Yeah.
But like,
his name's Mordecai.
And the guys kind of come to the fence, like, they're not having it. They're like, hey,
back the fuck up.
You were rude to my friend, says Marty. He's like, rude.
Yeah, these guys are standing up for their girls.
You're
their gals.
rude.
Yeah, you're rude.
Sir, you are rude.
You're an uncouth, unkind, gentle man, and I don't have to take this abuse.
I doth have.
And so they turned their asses around us and got back inside the RV and left.
They're like, catch you later. Oh, but before they do, that guy's like, I wouldn't go any further if I were you.
Yeah, he's giving the foreboding, like, you're like, headed into hell.
You're headed to the old Sullivan's place, or whatever the name is. It's probably not Sullivan, I don't remember. But
he gives them a fair warning on what's to come.
Oh, maybe I should listen. I think this has something to do with something.
Yeah, you guys might want to look out, but they're like, nah, we're fine.
Because Justine, something always has to do with something.
Something always got to do with something.
Something always got to do with something. All right.
Okay, so
some guy's telling you don't go that way.
But you go that way.
Do with something.
Yeah, it's like you go that way because something got to do with something. So they get back in the car, and they get back in their RV, and they head through this like tunnel. This tunnel that has like a ravine.
Oh, I love this.
And it's really cool, and you just think like, oh, okay, we're just watching them head into a tunnel, and we watch them head out.
And then splat!
And there's a bird that starts flying.
Yes.
And it like all of a sudden just hits this invisible barrier.
Creates like a digitized screen.
Yeah, like a weird fenced grid. And then the bird just drops
like electrocutes him and he falls. You're like, what?
What the hell? And
something be do with something.
Something gotta be do with something.
Something gotta do with something.
So yeah, we're like, the game has changed.
They're like, well, this game keeps changing.
Yeah.
We're like, something is up. And it does seem very militarized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all of it does.
Mm-hmm.
But what is happening?
What is going on? Something's happening with something.
Something has to do with something.
And then at the facility, back at the facility, Hadley and Sitterson get a call from who, Josh?
The director? No, is that what they call him?
No, they get a call from Mordecai.
From Mordecai. Yes, that's right. Mordecai does call.
He's telling him,
he's like, they just left.
Yep.
I've done my job. And he's like, am I on speakerphone?
Yeah, because they're like, this guy for no reason calls and still puts on his like persona as being like the whatever. He's like, you know,
he's a method actor.
Yes.
In the movie.
Yes.
It's a method actor playing a method actor, so it's really intense and meta. Okay.
Yeah, and so they're laughing at him while he's like doing his performance on the phone.
Yes.
And he's all getting upset. And it's a little funny little scene. And we realize that Hadley and Sitterson, they're just having fun, you know?
They're just goofing off.
They're just goofing off. It's a day at work.
They're a couple of bros, broing it up.
So...
They get to the cabin.
Well, yeah, they pull up to the cabin, and they're like, what?
And she's like, they're all
this is the cabin your friend thought was appropriate for us to stay at.
It ain't cute, y'all.
It's a creepy cabin deep in the dark woods.
It's like pretty much a replica of like the Evil Dead cabin. Mm-hmm. Would be my best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Think Evil Dead.
And you can still see like cameras and stuff, like watching them and monitoring them. And when they go into the cabin, they're in their bedrooms. And
yes, it's like there's like mirrors or windows that look into the other rooms that are found when they like take. There's creepy oil paintings. So one of the girls takes it down. There's like a window looking
to the other
bedroom.
And and at first she's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get to see some hot guy like undressing."
Well, it's the other way around at first. Remember?
Yes. Yeah.
And then it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyways, the house is creepy. There's a lot of weird elements in the house. Things aren't adding up at all.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
Right?
I was like reading.
Am I right?
Like, yes, you are correct. Yeah. Okay, so they all decide to go swimming.
Oh, and they are all looking good. They all have their summer bodies ready.
Yeah. Their summer body
Even
ready.
though I think it's like spring, but they've got their summer bodies.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't quite have my summer body yet.
Oh, I'm wearing.
It'll get there.
I have it all the time. So, the technicians, Hadley and Sitterson.
Yes.
And all the other people, the staff that work there, are taking bets. All of a sudden,
they're all
there's this
placing
scene,
bets, and you're like, what are they talking about? You know,
what are they talking about? Like, what? Yeah, and they're all just kind of deciding on like potential like threats, but you don't really understand exactly what the potential threats are. And Hadley mentions like, I wanted to be a merman.
Yeah, he loves mermans.
Yeah, he really likes a good merman.
Mermen.
And then back at the cabin, it's nighttime now, and
things start getting funky.
Truth and Dare, bust out. You know, when you're with your friends, that's what you do.
Like, let's play Truth or Dare, and they're like daring things. The best dare is when she's told to make out with the wolf.
Yes.
Jules, and Jules gets all like weird and sexual with like wolf head.
Yeah, it's like mounted onto the wall.
She's like having a moment of like taxidermy pleasure, and she is all about it for a minute.
Yeah, she makes out for a solid like hardcore 60 seconds.
She puts everyone to shame.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, how about that?
They all have their mouths agape.
Agape.
And then it's Jules' turn, so she dares. Or no, she's about to dare Dana, and this like trap door opens right behind him.
Dare.
So she's like, I dare you to go down there. Nobody really questions that the trap door just pops open.
Someone says like, I think it might have been the wind.
I think it was the wind. Gust of wind up underneath the house.
I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah. So,
right?
But you know, when you're dared to go down into a creepy basement in a creepy cabin in a creepy area of the creepy woods
that you were told to stay away from, you just go down into the basement.
You do it.
That's what you do.
It's a logical thing.
You do what you do. Mm-hmm. Okay, and they all get down there, and there's all kinds of stuff. There's like seashells and weird looking puzzle balls.
There's a buffet of like the weirdest items.
Yeah, and Chris Hemsworth's like, "Ooh, look at them balls!
Look at them balls!"
He's like, "I'm gonna pick that ball up." So he picks that ball up.
Yeah, it's like a weird puzzle ball box thing.
Yeah, they all kind of are drawn towards something. Yeah. One's about to put a necklace on. First, Chris Hemsworth is gonna blow a conch.
Yeah, he almost blew on the NOC.
He almost blew that conch.
Yep. And there's the diary. That's what Dana picks up.
Dana just can't shut her mouth, and she starts reading the diary.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh my God, guys, listen to this shit!"
She's like, it says, "Dear Dairy."
Yeah, because when you're growing up, you never write "Dear Diary." You write "Dear Dairy."
Dear Dairy. Today I saw my father's stuffed coals and my mother's stomach. It was the best barbecue ever. No, but it's like full of shit like that.
Yeah, like this girl.
Torture, pain. Jebediah and Judah are coming to, fuck mama, and then daddy's gonna slap their asses and cut them open and drink their blood from their rectum. I don't know. It's like just full of weird stuff. And then she's like, oh, and here's some Latin.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. After all of it, like, she reads this. It's entries of like molestation and like rape and beatings, and
it might not have been necessarily what I said. But it was pretty
probably
close.
more what I said. But anyways, yeah. At the end of it, it's like this phrase, and it's a Latin phrase.
And Marty's like, "Don't read it."
Yeah, Marty. He's
and then you hear a whisper go, "Read it." It's the people manipulate. There's lots of manipulation going on.
Yeah, ever so often you hear like a voice in the air, and they can't really hear it. It's very subliminal, but Marty picks up on it.
Yeah, he's the only one.
What the fuck?
Stoner is able to hear the voices in the air.
So this disembodied voice is telling her like to read it, and so she does, and it raises the dead zombies of the redneck family that she was just reading about.
Here comes Jebediah and Judah and
Jebediah, redneck zombies.
Redneck zombie torture family. Needs to be like a really hardcore song.
And like the redneck zombies, of course, all have their like tools that they're going to use, and the dad zombie has that bear.
Yeah, it's like a bear trap thing on a chain.
Yes, and that's what he uses.
It's pretty gnarly.
Because that's real intimate, you know?
Yeah.
And
they don't realize.
They have the saw.
While they're down there, though, they don't realize that the dead are rising.
No, they have no idea.
Around the house. So here comes the two blondes. And throughout the night, everyone's getting more and more stereotypical as the night goes on. And the only person catching on to that is Marty. He's like, why is our friend, Kurt, becoming such like a meathead?
Yes.
He's like, that's not who he ever is. And why is Jules becoming a slut all of a sudden?
Yeah, she's like bringing up things of like their freshman year that like before they were really friends, like that he wanted her. It's just like, what is going on? These people are falling right into their stereotypical categories. And that's for a particular reason.
And then you have Dana, the virgin.
Yeah, and she's becoming very prudish and like, oh my God, I don't want to do anything. I can't talk to this guy Holden at all. We're just going to look at each other real, like, it's, everybody's fitting right in to their niche. And then, so the horny people.
They're like, let's go outside and bare our chests to the moonlight.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, you could have fucked in either of y'all's bedrooms, but whatever. Like,
but they run outside, and she's like, let's find a nice warm spot. And like, they start bumming and grinding. She's like, I really need to get these tits out in the moonlight, guys. I really.
And the moonlight hits her just right.
Yeah, she's like, no, we gotta go. Let's lay down right here. There. The moon will be right on my breasts.
Yes. And the technicians are the ones that are like doing all this. Like she'll say something like, I don't know, it's not lit very well. And then it'll be lit in an area and it's because the technicians like they're manipulating everything.
They're adding pheromones into the air to make them all horny and shit. Yeah. Or hornier. Oh, me and Justine are going to have to do our usual weird ritual. We're leaving Oklahoma right now. Bye, Oklahoma.
Bye, Oklahoma.
Hello, Missouri.
Hi, Missouri.
Take care of us. Thank you. Bye. We love you.
Love you so.
That's just an insight into our world.
Yeah.
We always introduce ourselves and say hello and greet the new state.
Make sure they know we're here and we're going to be friendly.
And we're going to take good care of them. They need to take good care of us.
Yes. Isn't that just funny?
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that just the truth? Okay. Hold on. Let's get back to...
All right. So they're doing
bumping and grinding.
Bumping and grinding.
They're bumping
all
and grinding.
All of a sudden, Mr. Lady, right? Or
it's Jules.
Jules takes a knife to the hand.
Yeah, Jules kind of stretches her hands out because, she's getting all feely with the grass, and then bam, a knife goes into her hand.
And she's like, she's screaming.
Yeah, because it's scary as fuck. And then these zombies are right there, and they are gross looking.
And they attack with their bear claws and with their knives, and they're
with
running, they're screaming.
Saw. They have that big saw.
And they get Jules. They take Jules away, and
they decapitate her.
Mr. Man, Kurt, runs for it.
Yeah.
And we cut, and we see that the people are doing some kind of ritual. The people watching, the
technicians, yeah.
They say some little chant, some little prayer to the gods about a sacrifice, and then they hit some lever, and you see the blood going down like this chamber, and through this image that's carved in stone.
It's a big stone slab.
Very ancient looking.
Yeah. And so all of a sudden we realize, is this like a cult?
You're like, what is going on?
Now they're praying to ancient gods to take this sacrificial... Oh, no.
Oh.
What?
No.
Holy shit!
No!
That was my processing.
Yes.
The very first time I ever watched it, that's
what went
inside
through
my brain.
Justine's brain.
Yep. Well, Kurt, he runs back to the cabin, and Marty has stepped outside.
Yeah, he
just wanted to get some fresh air.
And you see the zombie getting closer and closer behind them. And then here comes Kurt, and he's like, we gotta go in! And they have to knock the zombie down. They run in. They're like, come on, guys! Whoa!
And they barricade the door.
Yes.
And, like,
but nothing's working.
Dana and Holden are like, what's going on? They don't know what's going on. They're like, there's people, like, behind us. And then all of a sudden, there's, like, an axe on the door. And they're like, what the freak?
Yes. And they all, for some reason, decide the best thing to do is to run to their separate bedrooms.
Well, Holden and Dana, like, the door opens and they get the head. The head rolls in.
Oh, that's right.
And that's like a significant thing because, like, everybody realizes that Jules is dead.
She's really dead.
These people are zombies and they're gonna kill us. And so they're able to barricade themselves inside, and at first they're like, okay, we're gonna stay together because that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
And so the technicians are like, no, that's not the smart thing to do, and they put more pheromones in the air, and then everybody decides
to run to their own room and lock themselves in. So
now we're all in our own rooms.
Yep, it's so fun. They're all in there freaking out. And Mr. Man is like, oh my god, something's happening.
Marty finds a camera in his room.
He's like, I'm not a puppet.
No, yeah, he's kind of freaking out, but he finds a camera in his room, and then a zombie gets him through the window.
Not through the window.
Through the window, to the walls.
Okay.
And so he's taken, and we're like, no, not Marty. He, like, knew what was going on.
Yep, and he's done for. You think he is dead. Another sacrifice is made.
Yep.
Another blood goes down another ancient wall.
Yep.
Shit is being done. Something is meant of something. Something
come from some.
Something comes from some.
And so Dana and Holden, they're able to get to each other because that mirror.
Yes, they break through it. They decide they need to get down into the basement. They end up meeting up with Kurt. So they're all down in the basement. They see all these nasty tools, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is where they used to, like, do their weird shit.
Yeah, where that, like, zombie dad would, like, mess with his daughter.
They're like, all right, we got to get out of here now. Yep. We got to get out of this room. We just got out of that room after we got out of that other room, but now we got to get out of this room.
Yeah. They gotta get to the RV.
It's a really big cabin.
Yeah, because all of a sudden there's this basement, trap doors and shit.
Yeah, after fighting with another one of these zombies, they make it into the RV, and they're like, we gotta get out of here, and they're driving fast. They're getting the fuck out of there. Yeah. They're going through the tunnel, and the people up above watching are like, shit, we gotta do something. They're getting away. So they detonate a bomb, and it blows the fuck out of the tunnel, and they gotta do some reversing. It's some really dramatic reversing, and they get out of there.
He's a really good driver.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, and he's brought his dirt bike. You know, like he's a really good driver. And later in years, he's gonna do that like NASCAR movie.
Yep. And yep. And so Kurt's like, hey guys, I have another plan. I got my dirt bike. It comes in handy, especially in situations like this. He's like, remember that big ravine where that bird hit that like invisible wall? He's like, I'm going to attempt to jump over that. We didn't see it, so we don't know about it.
We don't know about it yet.
But
the audience does, but not us.
They're going to be on the edge of their seat.
Thinking that I'm going to make it across.
But I'm not. I'm going to hit the wall and die. And keep, like, hitting it all the way down.
All the way down.
It's a really sad scene.
Yeah, because we know the whole time that he is not going to make it across.
Something's there.
And
it's not going to work. But then you have hope. You know, hope.
How do you have hope? Tell me.
Well, you're like, maybe he'll make it. Maybe there's like a little glitch in the wall this time that bird didn't see.
Yeah, he just goes right through it. And there's like some music that's like, oh!
He's bathed in gold light.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, Cabin in the Woods is going this way? Like,
so Jules and them are like, shit, okay, plan C.
Yeah, they're like, holy shit. And then they kind of realize this is way more than just zombie people going after us.
They're like, something is up.
Yeah.
They're like, we are going to drive as far as we can, then we'll get out in the woods and just walk as far as we can.
Yeah, they're like, we got to, I guess, get back to the cabin or something. Like, try to figure out what the hell's going on.
That is correct.
And they're driving.
And they're talking, and BAM! Mr. Man gets stabbed through the throat.
Yeah.
You see it come right out the front of his throat.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It's really neat. Blood is everywhere.
You're sad.
And you're like, no. And then they automatically, because, you know, the guy driving just got stabbed in the neck.
Yes.
They end up crashing into
a big lake.
A lake, naturally. That's just on the side of the road.
Just on the very side of the road. Like, where all the lakes are.
Yes, of course.
Every lake.
Yes.
It's on just like the side. And so then this girl has got to like get out of her car or like, out of the RV because there's a zombie inside it.
And their attack assumes.
Yeah, like she's in the water. She got to like swim up.
She gets out on the dock. He's there. What's funny is while this whole attack scene is going on, the guys up, I keep saying up above, I don't know where they are. The techs watching are like partying, they're enjoying themselves.
Yes.
In the background on all the TV, she's like wrestling for her life with this zombie.
And they're like, yay!
And like there's funny music playing, like party music. It's amusing.
Yeah, because when Holden dies, the last sacrifice has been made. Because the rule is that she doesn't have to die. The virgin doesn't have to die, is what they're saying. They're like, you know, partying and like talking about their rules. They're always talking about these rules to some ritual that we don't know about. And so they're like, okay, well, if she dies or not, it doesn't matter. Like, we've met our quota. And then the phone rings.
Dun, dun, dun.
And they didn't fill their quota.
No.
Because someone is alive.
Marty!
It's our favorite character!
Here comes Marty. He saves the day. Or, well, kinda. He saves the day for now. He gets that zombie and helps Dana after she's been fighting for like 5-10 minutes, it seems like.
Yeah, it's like
going on.
It goes on for so long that you're like, is she real? I mean, I thought she was just a rag doll by then, you know? But no, she's alive, and he saves her, and they run off, and he takes her to what he's found, which is an elevator.
Yeah, they get in this elevator, and this is when you're like, what? Okay. Are they going to meet up with the people watching? What is happening? And as they're going through this elevator, you're seeing... They're very familiar. You're seeing, like, a killer clown. You're seeing, like, a guy with saws through his head. Oh, this bitch is talking again.
GPS is talking to us.
You see a guy with saws through his head that reminds you of, like, Pinhead. You know, because he's holding, like, a box.
Yes.
Like Pandora's box. And
they're in some kind of elevator shaft, and they're just able to see, because it's all clear glass.
All kinds of monsters.
They're being moved around. And they're just the creepiest, nightmarish things. And they're waiting for you.
Things that we've seen in horror movies. Like I said, they're all very familiar. They might not be exactly
but
the character, but you know what the reference is, and it's really fun to
There's even like two little girls standing together, and you know it's supposed to be the Shining characters. Like they look like little twins and stuff.
All kinds of fun things like that to like find giant snakes, all anaconda. Things like that. It's really fun. She just loves talking to us when we are busy with important shit.
Okay, she won't interrupt for a little bit longer, and we'll wrap this up. So, so we have our nightmarish things that are going on, and it's Marty and Dana are kind of freaking out, and they're like, what's going to happen next? and then the elevator door opens.
Yep.
And immediately they kind of have to battle this like armed guard.
Yeah.
But they overtake him and take his gun and find themselves in like a little control room.
And they hit that button by accident, right?
Not yet. No. They end up hitting the button because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Because Sigourney Weaver comes over the PA system. This is when Sigourney Weaver, and she is the director. Like, this is when she comes over the PA system and she says, please let us, like, do what we need to do. You have to die. And they're like, what? Like, no. They lock themselves in that control room and they're looking around and there's the purge button.
Yeah. Because of course there was one.
In the control room, like at just like ground level where all the employees are going, that's where the purge button is. Like, whenever you just want to unleash all of the animals.
Do it in the unguarded control booth.
Yeah. And so this is the funnest scene.
It's amazing.
It is the funnest scene.
Every horror movie character, creature, zombie, animal that you can think of is unleashed. And it's just like chaos run amok. Yeah,
the facility becomes overtaken and everybody's dying and you're getting to see all of these like kills happen.
Meanwhile, they're hiding out in the booth.
Yeah, they're just like staying where they are. And they know that bad shit's going on because blood's constantly being sprayed on their like glass window.
Like gallons upon gallons of blood.
They know some bad shit is going on out there. And there's like armed guards just keep running and staff are running and they're getting killed.
Yes.
There's a unicorn.
Yeah, I love the unicorn. I love like the demented like ballerina and just like all the weird.
I looked up, her name is called the Sugar Plum Fairy.
Oh.
Yeah, so there you go. She's like a little ballerina but titled
scary.
Sugar Plum Fairy.
Yeah, just all kinds of crazy things. Like I said, the killer clown, evil
there's
doctors.
Like scary scarecrow men.
Yeah.
Like, there's like characters that look like they're from The Strangers.
Yes. Just with the weird masks.
And of course, there's a merman.
Yes, the merman comes. Is this the right part?
It comes full circle.
Yep, he wanted his merman.
Yeah, Hadley wanted a merman the whole time. And so...
Guess what?
A merman comes to end him.
That's right.
It's a really funny part, too, because the merman has like a whale spout, kind of, you know, and so he like eats Hadley and like shoots the blood through his spout. It's like a
lovely little stream, like, of blood.
It's really good. And credit goes out to...
makeup artist, Heather Langenkamp's husband.
Yes.
Nancy Thompson's husband from A Nightmare on Elm Street. And she helped on it, too.
Yeah. So that's what she's doing these days a lot.
We'll tell you more about that in the next segment.
But, so everybody's dying down there, and Dana and Marty make their way out of the control room, and they find themselves in the ritual room. Yeah,
it almost seems like they've descended and kept descending, and now they're
you're deep down in the earth.
They're as far as they can go. It's almost like a pit, like a stone, ancient pit. You know?
And then they're looking around and they see the stone tablets that we've known about through the movie, but they're seeing for the first time.
Filling with blood every time.
And oh shit, she gonna say something to us again?
She always talking. She's such a gossiper.
I do kind of like that y'all can hear the GPS, and you know we're really doing what we're doing. So.
Yeah.
But so they're looking at the stone tablets and they're putting it all together, and then Sigourney Weaver shows up,
and you're like, oh, Ripley!
Yes.
And she's like, no. She's like, no, I'm not Ripley.
No, I'm the director.
I'm still a strong-ass woman, and you guys need to kill each other.
Yeah, she gives them the lowdown. She's like, look, I'm going to tell you what I know, and what I know is very little, and I know as much as anyone does about this. And there are dark gods, and we have to give them sacrifices for them to stay dormant.
Or they're going to, like,
1 mile.
Kill everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody up in here is going to die.
Not just, like, them, not just Marty, and not just Dana, and not just the staff and faculty, but everybody on the planet. And that all around the world, there are these, like, ritual sacrifices that are done, but all over the world, they had beaten their bad guy. They'd beaten their monster.
Yeah. And you almost get a sense, like, this is where horror movies come from.
Yes.
Like, these creatures, and, like, maybe this is a way they even make the horror movies. You know, they don't actually say this, but everything is so elaborate in that way and feels like a horror movie that you're watching. Like the Japanese one looks like a Japanese horror movie. You're like, oh, okay, maybe, as a ritual, they then make it entertainment.
Yes, yes. I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah. And we can delve more into that after we return, because I appreciate what you're saying.
You do? You appreciate me?
I appreciate you. So we're at the end, and Dana has to make the choice if she's going to kill Marty, and
Dana got a gun.
Dana got a gun.
Dana got a gun.
You're right. I'm glad you did that too. Dana got a gun, and I think she did decide that she was going to kill him.
She's like, shit, I got to do it.
Yeah,
she's like, it's
Sigourney
for the
Weaver
world.
makes a good point. I got to do this.
She says, like, it's for the world, Marty.
And then instead, a werewolf jumps behind her and takes her down.
But Marty, being the wonderful stoner, loyal friend he is like, no, even though she was going to kill me, I'm going to save Dana. Yeah. And I'm going to fight this bitch, Sigourney Weaver, over here, too. All for us, okay? We're not going to go down without a fight, Dana.
Yep, and so Sigourney Weaver gets her end.
And that was actual quoted dialogue.
Yeah. We were reading from the actual screenplay just now.
By Drew Goddard and Joss Whedon.
But yeah, the director gets an axe to the head, and Dana and Marty, at the very end, they just decide, okay, we're all going down. And by we're all, I mean this entire motherfucking thing.
So they do what you would naturally do. They get a joint.
Yes.
And they just toke it. They say cheers. The world ends.
The world ends, yeah. The movie ends with a shot of the cabin in the woods, and a big, humongous fist slams up.
Yeah,
and through the cabin, and the gods are awoken.
Yeah, but you see kind of things exploding. You get a sense that the world blew the fuck up.
The end is really the end.
Yeah.
And it's the end for us right now.
Yep, guys, we're almost to our cabin in the woods here shortly. We'll come back. We'll let you know about our weird little Branson visit. We'll tell you our favorite scenes, give you our knives rating, tell you what's coming up for next episode.
Thanks for listening, and hold on tight, bitches.
We'll be right back.
Bye.
Welcome back to the Scream Queens Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. We just had a fabulous weekend in gorgeous Misery.
Branson.
Misery Branson, or Branson Misery?
Branson Misery?
No, we would call it Misery.
No.
Yeah, we did have a great time. It was a nice little weekend getaway to our cabin in the woods. What did we do? We pulled up, got our little cabin number 3.
Yeah, cabin number 3. And
view of the lake.
It had a view of the lake, and walk in, it's just the littlest little thing, but
2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Little table, little kitchenette.
Yeah,
bathroom.
We had a little TV, and
yeah, it was a nice little place. Smelled like mothballs and grandmas.
Mothballs and grandmas.
Mothballs
we had
and
a little
grandmas.
porch that we went and played our Slash Cards game and drank some adult beverages out of our
Jason and Freddy glasses that we found at the old 5 and Dime.
Yes, that was a fun little accident run into.
It was fun going to the 5 and Dime.
Yes.
They don't have them much anymore, and they talk about it in Scream.
And we're just like, what's a 5 and Dime? But now we know.
Yeah, they have Freddy and Jason glasses.
And they had just this little bitty horror section that had like some monster stuff.
I got a Ouija board candle and a Ouija board bottle opener.
Yes.
That we used that evening as we played our Slash Cards on the deck and drank from our Jason and Freddy glasses.
Yeah, it was a lot. We had some spooky fun that first night.
And we woke up to a crazy storm the next morning, which was really cool. We just opened like the doors and just had the screen door, separating us from the elements.
Separating us.
We had our blankets and we just watched TV and listened to the storm. Back to the Future was on.
Yeah, and then we decided to trek ourselves into Branson for some food.
Yeah, we ate at a place that had like a giant rooster out front, a patriotic rooster.
Yes, I mean, he was your all-American chicken man.
Yeah.
He wanted you to come in and have some good...
He was America
time.
And then we went to a Hall of Mirrors, and then we did this weird, like, 5D castle game.
Yeah.
And then we
experience it all through your senses.
Then we went to the Hollywood Wax Museum, where we had too much fun.
Yes, we had fun with wax.
Fun with wax.
And it's okay. There were props involved.
And we just, like, chilled at the cabin.
Yeah.
And we went back and had dinner that night.
And Branson is
Irish
just
pub.
the cutest, most friendly little...
It's like D-list Vegas, okay?
Yeah. I mean, you can go see the Duttons.
But it was nice just getting like 6 hours away from home.
Yes.
And being like up in the mountains, away from it all.
His brother's jamboree.
It was actually kind of creepy at night. We walked down to the dock one evening.
Sitting by the dock of the bay.
And it was really creepy. We were making like the Jason.
Josh is trying to scare me.
I was scaring her. Yeah, it was a good time. We were really excited. We had good time.
Yep, and we were all up in the Ozarks, so it was very beautiful.
Pleasant family fun. Surprisingly, it was Easter weekend. It was like crickets.
Yeah.
Not many people were in
I guess we chose the right time to go to Branson.
It was really fun.
Except a lot of things were closed on Sunday.
Yeah, a lot of things we had planned on doing we couldn't do.
Couldn't go to Silver Dollar City because they were closed. I don't know if they were closed for the rain or Easter or both or what.
Yeah, we couldn't ride the ducks.
Couldn't do a duck ride, yeah. Man.
Yeah, but we had a good time. And now we're heading back to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
We still have like 3 hours to go.
We just made it into Oklahoma and had to tell Oklahoma hello. Missouri bye.
And so,
we're going to get back into what we came here for.
We're leaving our cabin in the woods, and now we're going to talk to you some more about The Cabin in the Woods.
The Cabin in the Woods.
I just love that movie. I will say that right now, not to spoil my knife rating later, but...
Yeah, it's amazeballs.
It's just a really fun, like, celebration of all the horror tropes, everything horror.
Yes.
You get lots of gore, lots of the scenes.
It's bloody, all right.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal in a lot of scenes, and unexpectedly in some ways. And I really liked it.
I thought it was innovative in a new way of like just watching a horror movie.
Yeah.
And you thought you knew what was coming, but you didn't.
They throw you some bones along the way. You're like, okay, something's up.
Yes.
This all seems you notice some things seem kind of cliche, but it's still its own.
Yeah, it all serves a purpose.
Yeah. And it's really fun, really scary. Lots of good acting. I like the actors.
Mm-hmm. I like to, they really like followed through with things, like even just like they would bring up the merman and then how Hadley gets finished off by the merman. I like how little things came full circle.
A few years ago, we had gone to the 30th anniversary screening of A Nightmare on Elm Street in Tulsa.
Yes.
And it was attended by Heather Langenkamp and Robert England.
It was super cool.
Yeah, Heather Langenkamp is from Tulsa, and she was being awarded a circle, they call it a circle, on the Oklahoma Walk of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And so they had a celebration that night. They played the movie. But anyways, during a Q&A, she talked about Cabin in the Woods and working on it and how her husband came up with the idea of the blood shooting out of the blowhole.
Blowhole, yes, yeah.
And, yeah.
That was such a fun experience, too.
Mm-hmm, yeah, that was really cool. But that's just a little tidbit.
Yeah, a little trivia.
Heather Langenkamp, Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street, and her husband did the special effects, makeup, and stuff on the movie.
For Cabin in the Woods.
And so let's go into it. What's your favorite scene?
Oh my gosh. Do we have to choose favorite scene? Can I have like favorite scenes?
Well, let's just start with one and then we can talk more.
Yeah, I think I maybe want to do like earlier in the movie and later in the movie. Or
we'll just do one for now.
Okay, fine. Then I'm going to do just the end scene after they do the purge the system and like all of the chaos ensues and like, all the monsters come out and everybody's dying and also just So, like,
does that include the merman?
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, and so, like, you can see different TV screens, monitors and stuff, and it's, like, showing
different
rooms where people are getting, like, brutally murdered and stuff. And that's kind of cool. Like, you're watching, like, TV screens, plus you're watching other people get killed in a room full of monitors.
You see, like, it, but it's not really it.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a murderous clown, things like that. Yeah, that's really cool. That's kind of like its bloodiest. Like, it is balls to the wall.
Like, when they're in that control room and the windows of the control room are just being sprayed with just tons of blood.
Everyone's just running and screaming.
Down, yes.
Getting murdered, eaten by giant snakes.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds.
There's the werewolf going around, eating
flying bat.
Yeah, the flying bat that busts the big old hole in the control window.
Yeah, stuff.
Oh my goodness. So that's all really cool, and it's pretty good CGI. You know, I'm not like, oh, that doesn't look real at all. You know, like, it looks really good. And I even like when they're in the elevator and you're seeing all the different, like, characters that are inside the different elevators just waiting to be unleashed. Okay, your turn.
Oh, goodness. I think that you just basically picked the whole, like, last half hour of the movie.
I'm sorry. Well, I not really. Not the very ending. So if you like the very ending, then...
I do love Sigourney Weaver coming out at the end. That is pretty... Sigourney. I do love Sigourney Weaver coming out as the director and, like, fighting, tussling. She gets her tussle on.
Yeah, she gets scrappy.
She gets scrappy. Ultimately defeated. But I would say my favorite scene would probably be when we first see the zombie redneck torture family and Chris Hemsworth and I forget the actress's name.
Oh, I could look it up.
But they're getting it on.
Jules.
When they get attacked, that's a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
Things start getting heated up.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, and when she takes that bear claw in the back and just starts getting dragged across the ground, you're just like, you feel it.
Yeah, you're real scared for her.
And he gets stabbed in the shoulder and pulls that knife out of his shoulder. And it's like a long blade, too.
Yes.
I can't imagine that. Don't you think you would just leave it in? If someone stabbed you and let go, like...
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I would be thinking.
I would be afraid of doing more damage. Like, okay, if I pull this out, I might be, like, severed an artery and I might be, like, bleed out faster.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't know if I could stand,
I'm just imagining it right now.
Pulling it out.
I don't know. Maybe if I don't even know.
Gives me the chills to think about it.
Chris Hemsworth, though. I mean, he thought he was going out there to get some booty.
Instead, that beautiful man got stabbed in the shoulder.
Instead, like a lot of other things.
He took the bear claw to the back, too, I think, right?
Yeah, I think they both,
And then he runs back to the house and runs upon Marty out there pissing.
Yeah, Marty. He's just like, I'm hanging out
and that,
out here.
and
that little girl zombie is, like, headed his way.
You're like, oh, my God, behind you. And then in front of him, here comes Chris Hemsworth to save him. That's some good stuff. I do like that. I like a lot of the funny banter with Bradley Whitford and
Richard Hadley.
Yeah, and Richard Jenkins. They're pretty funny.
But they have a very comical way of looking at everything.
Yeah.
How they have that party and celebrate, like that they had beat that, or that they had made the Giants dormant.
And I like seeing all the different countries' ways that they're trying to
Oh my God, yes. Let's talk about that.
Their offering, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, the little ritual sacrifices.
Yeah.
And they show that Japanese part.
Yeah, like how we suggested, like, maybe that's how we get horror movies or something, or like everyone's in horror movie situations.
Yeah, like the movies that we watch.
You could take it either way.
Real things.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I love the Japanese one where she's like, Kyoko's soul now lives in this cute frog. Yeah. They're like, yay!
They're all
start
celebrating.
Hugging each other. It's pretty hilarious.
And they're all like 9-year-olds just.
Yeah, they captured like this Ringu character.
It's funny.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
So those are probably our favorite scenes,
yes. Right? Okay. Knives ratings.
Yes.
Yeah, like 5 knives for me.
Okay.
I really enjoy this movie a lot. I feel like it's one of my faves.
Oh.
I don't know. I love it.
Get a girl. Get a girl. 5 stars for Miss Justine. 5 stars for the final girl.
Like, of this decade, it is like...
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the best
top
ones.
5, top 5, top 5. Yeah. Like, for sure.
And I feel like that's a weird controversy for some people. Some horror fans hate this movie for some reason. And I don't get it. Maybe
sad for them.
Maybe they see it a little bit more cynically or something, but I see the movie more as a celebration of horror movies. Like Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard, they love the genre. They love, comics, horror movies. I mean, it's the creator of Buffy, and, Drew Goddard now, he had just worked recently on, like, the Daredevil movie, or TV show, Netflix show.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. I know, it's mainstream. It's not so hardcore. But, it goes there. It has, that's good.
I like it. I feel like it goes there.
So you're giving it 5 knives?
I'm going to, and I don't care what anyone thinks. What about you?
I'm going to be a little bit more conservative and go 4.5.
Oh, 4.5. I'm going to be a little more conservative and go 4.5. Fuck you. That is like, okay, and to everybody listening, that's bullshit.
I'm going 4.5, okay?
Okay, alright, fine. I respect your knives.
You
and
respect
your half
my 4 knives and my half.
Yeah, I respect all the knives that you brought. Ching ching. But
that was my knife stabbing noise.
It kind of sounded like dollar, like ching ching.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the best sound effect. Okay.
No, we don't always make the best sound effects.
That's not our forte. Okay. Our whole sound in general isn't.
I think, though, overall, this movie was a critical success.
Yes, I love it. It is one of my favorites.
I do think most people love this movie and how it, as you say, celebrated the genre.
Yeah, I think so. There's something in it for everybody. You know. Do you know? Because we know. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well,
so we love Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, and I've had such a fun experience in going to our cabin in the woods.
Yes, we brought it full circle. We watched Cabin in the Woods a lot. We went to our own cabin in the woods.
Oh my gosh, technical difficulty.
That bitch cut me off.
I'm so sorry. Anyways, we love Cabin in the Woods.
One of our favorites.
One of our faves so far in Scream Queens podcast. So let's go ahead and just talk about upcoming things.
Yes.
Wrap it up.
So, like she said, 4.5 for me, 5 for her. Moving on. Love Cabin in the Woods. Next month, guys, we have a special episode. It'll be a little different. We're not doing one movie in particular. We're going to be giving you a rundown on our horror movie convention, Texas Frightmare Weekend. So, episode 15 is a special horror convention, Texas Frightmare Weekend episode.
Yes, and we'll talk a little bit about the movies that are, the reason why it's even happening, the actors that are going to be there.
Yeah, we'll be running all the things we're excited for. We'll give you a report on how it goes, what we saw, what we did.
Yep, there's lots of panels where we get to hear actors and the people that made the movie discuss making the movie and just kind of all that. So we'll bring lots of information back.
We're going to meet Dee Wallace and Dario Argento.
Yes.
So stay tuned for episode 15. We're glad you're with us.
Yes, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, all that.
Please go to our website, screamqueenspodcast.com, where all of these episodes are streaming.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a new blog up soon.
Oh, Josh, I'm tired.
Okay, well, we still have 3 hours to go. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.